Hey, welcome back. It's another episode of What Are We Missing? It's Wes and Josh. Man,
So
what's up, Josh?
what's happening?
Yo, we got one of the we just talked about this off camera, but one of the most accomplished athletes in the area in my recent memory. Stuff that she has done and is continuing to do is not common at all. So, Alaina Diaz out of Hudsonville, all-world athlete. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Cannot complain. Um, we're very excited to have you on this episode. Um, I know your mom is excited too. She's
Yeah.
been reaching out a little bit, but
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get her. We're gonna get her on here. So yeah. Um, so yeah, you guys are what 16-2 this year.
Yep.
Yeah, how's like the season going? How's everybody's mindset?
It's going good. I think since we were state champs last year, our mindset is different because now we have a target on our back, and now we have to be like more. I don't know how to put it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh,
We
for
have to
sure.
be more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like come out more focused, come out ready, like
Yeah.
all those things.
Exactly.
People coming at you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get everybody's best shot for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm acting like I know exactly how y'all feel. I never want to say championship, so
Me
yeah,
neither.
no, but I can kind of relate. Like I've been on like highly ranked teams and stuff like that, but
Mm-hmm.
far from a state championship. But that was actually like on the docket for down the road for what we're gonna talk about. But yeah, let's hit that right now. What was that state championship season like for you guys? And like, did you guys expect, like at the beginning of the season, did you guys expect to win the championship? Like, talk us through that road.
Well, our team, Glass tells us never look past the game.
Yeah.
So we never like look past what game we were having. So we never thought that we would just like all of a sudden be in the championship because we never thought about it or like never thought about like how we're gonna get there and stuff. We just thought
Okay.
about who we're playing next and like how we're gonna win and execute that.
That's good advice. That's
Mhm.
real good advice. Yeah, not looking ahead because that's how you lose. That's how
Yes.
we lost. So I went to Jenison, by the way,
Mhm.
and I don't, I don't appreciate how you guys pop us. I don't think have you ever lost to them?
I think my freshman year we lost them for the first time in
Okay,
years.
man. Every time I see the box score, I'm like, man, y'all won by 40. Like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on? So cool. So yeah, let's take it back, Josh. You want to start from the beginning?
Yeah. Just give us that Genesis story, talk to us about your family. Are you the only child? You know, give us everything.
So I have 3 older brothers. I'm the only girl in my family. Yep.
Okay.
The
Starting to make
oldest is
sense.
33. Yep.
The oldest is
Yep.
33. Okay, he's all right,
Yep.
about our age then.
And then from that, 27, and then 22, and then
Okay.
18.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yes. Growing up with them was so fun.
Okay. How did they
Yeah.
treat you?
They like a guy.
Okay.
Like I was one of the guys. So.
Yeah.
You see, she hesitates. She's like,
So out of the three, which one do you say you're closest to?
Braden, which is he's 22 because
22.
we're
Okay,
close.
that makes
Mhm.
sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. What was it
Okay.
like? What was that relationship like with you two growing up?
I did everything with him,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. But he did everything with Louis, which is he's 27. So we kind of all three just hung out a
Yeah.
lot. Justin, which is the oldest, he's actually my stepbrother.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't get to see him a lot growing up. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Did they play sports too?
Yeah, Louis played basketball and ran track, and then Braden ran track.
Okay.
and played a little bit of basketball.
Got you.
So
Man.
did they? I mean, they get you out there like playing 1-on-1 sometimes. Like, tell us about it.
Okay, so my brothers, we would play 21 a lot,
Mhm.
or like we would go and get a bunch of people in our neighborhood. But if I missed a shot, they'd make me run around the house. And
Wow.
like me being so young, I would listen to every single word they were saying to me, so I would do it. It was the weirdest thing.
Man.
Funny.
I mean, yeah, it sounds crazy, but
That's funny.
it sounds like they're just like pushing you and kind of teach you
Oh yeah.
how to be great, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though. That's super cool. So yeah, talk about your parents and how instrumental they've been really in your life and where you are today.
My parents are hard on me,
Mm,
but they're only hard on me because they want to see me succeed, and they know that like if I'm not doing well, I can like do better and all this stuff. And they've been with me through so much, and they help me through so much. When I don't want to train sometimes, my mom is like getting in my grill, telling me like how this is gonna help my future. And
yeah,
then it's like, you're right, mom. Like now I have to like, like I shouldn't say that I have to do it. I should be able to say like I get to do this, like I get to train.
that's
And
a great
that's what they're
attitude.
kind of teaching me to this
Yeah,
day.
for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You'll realize you'll see it more and more as you get older and get into college and things like that. A lot of people don't
right.
have that parental support.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, when you get our age, you can be like, dang, mom, you was right
Mhm.
about everything.
Mhm.
Every single thing you said was right. Yeah, especially because so Josh's wife's pregnant. I have a daughter. So every single day I'm like realizing a lot of things that like my mom has said just about kids and stuff that she like did with us. I'm like, man, yeah,
Mhm.
she was right. Pops was right, you know. So
Yeah.
um, but it sounds like even at the age you're at right now, what are you, 17, 18?
18.
18, yeah. You're starting to get it a little earlier than I did. So
Mm-hmm.
You talked about your parents. I mean, basically everybody in your family, supported you and pushed you. When did you know you could do two sports in college? When that started becoming like a thought.
Let's see. I started doing track in middle school. So I quit softball for that, which my mom was really sad. We had this huge conversation.
oh man,
Everybody was saying that, like, noticed that I was like fast, and I didn't even think about doing track at all at this time. And I decided to try it, and it turns out I was pretty darn good at it in middle school. So, I think I had a talk with my coach, and he was like telling me how I could pursue these two sports. Like if I couldn't just like choose one sport, I could pursue it in like college.
mm,
And so like I was kind of thinking like if I wanted to do the two sports in college, I wasn't just gonna quit one because if I was just gonna do one sport, I was gonna decide to quit the other one so I had more time to focus on the other sport to help me like get better and stuff. And um I also went on a visit and they told me that I could do two sports.
mm.
So I decided then that I was like, okay, like I might as well just do two sports at this point. Like,
Yeah.
what is it gonna harm? So that's kind of yeah.
Wow. That's an amazing accomplishment.
Mhm.
For real.
Well, yeah. Most people just want to do one, but two,
Mm-hmm.
that's yeah, we knew some
Yeah.
two-sport athletes in college, and
Mm-hmm.
we literally like looked up to them like y'all are really about that. you
For
know.
real.
Um
For real.
so speaking of track, I got word that you have 3 records, right?
Hmm.
So the
Yeah.
100, 200, and the long jump. Is that
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
That's wild. So what are your times?
Oh my. um, the 100, it's in the low 12s. I know that.
Yeah.
I ran that only once last year, so I don't.
Wait, I need a timeout. I need a timeout. You ran it one time and got the record.
Only ran once.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what you call gifted, man. Oh my God.
For real.
Like,
for real.
I'm sure.
And then
Yeah, keep going.
for the 200, I know it's low 25s. My dad's gonna listen to this and be mad at me because I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's low 25s. And
Okay.
then long jump, I'm at 19.9 and a half.
Sheesh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah.
That's legit. I'm still on I ran the 100-meter once. That's where my head is at right now.
That's wild. That's wild.
Cause
you got a favorite one out of that?
No, long jump is my favorite one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Are there any like track athletes that you like to follow?
Do you know? Yeah, I don't even know how to say her name. Tara Davis, I think it is.
Tara Davis. I don't.
She was in the Olympics for long jump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So she's the one that I look to most, and her boyfriend like is in the what's it called? Olympics or something like that, because he lost his legs.
Oh, the Paralympics.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
So he was in that, and they inspired me a lot.
That's cool. I'm sure they got a dope story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really follow like the what do you call it, the field events that much. I love the sprinters though.
Yeah.
So Allison Felix is like my all-time favorite for sure.
Go.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad she went one last time last year and got that record. So
yeah. So I mean, so you're doing basketball, you're doing track, you're about to do both of them in college. Like what, you talked a little bit about it, like with your coach is the one who gave you that idea, but like nowadays it's not normal. It's not normal at all. So, what do you love most about being like a dual sport athlete?
I would say the challenge that it gives me, because I have to juggle between school and then like these sports that I'm playing, and still be able to get good grades, but also still have like quality time to myself or like with my family. So juggling all of that, the challenge, I just love the challenge. I don't know, it's something about it.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Also, so yeah, I grew up playing like basketball, football, baseball, and then I just dropped everything and just played basketball. And eventually I kind of got tired of basketball because it was like all I was doing. That's the only sport I was doing the same movements, doing the same drills over and over and over. Do you feel like mixing it up and playing the multiple sports will like has prevented that for you, like just kind of changing pace?
Yes, because for AAU even, and like just anytime, I was getting so sick of basketball because that's what I was doing 24/7. Like even when I was younger, I felt like I had no time to be like a normal kid and like be able to hang out with just like my friends and relax and not worry about basketball. And then when I got into track, it did help like having a different sport, so I'm not doing basketball 24/7.
Right.
Now I'm putting in like track a little bit more.
For sure. And track, because I ran track a little bit, but that's a great opportunity because like you're not, especially at the meets, you're not competing the entire time.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of downtime between your events. So there's a lot of time to really like hang out with your friends and kind of catch up and stuff like that. Do you kind of take advantage of that?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. That was probably my favorite part about track. It was just like a good social sport to play.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Man. So, like, give us a rundown because you're talking about like your schedule. Give us a rundown, like what your, like a typical day is for you.
Obviously I wake up at 6:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I get ready for school. I go to school, do all my classes. After school, on Mondays we go to the elementary school to read to the kids or like to just help them with anything. And then after that we have basketball practice. And then right when I get home, I'm doing more schoolwork and trying to study, trying to finish all my homework. I shower, I read like a Bible verse, and then I go to bed.
That's a day. That's a day.
Mm-hmm.
So, which the last thing you said struck a chord in both of us because we love the Bible. So what is your favorite Bible verse? At least right now.
Every time I'm on the line to shoot a free throw, I say I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that will always stick with me. That helped me during the state game so much because I made almost all my free throws. And it helped me during the state meet because I was praying so hard. It was my last jump. I was praying so hard to get like first in it. And it took me a long time to like have the confidence to get like on the runway and be able to do it. But God kind of gave me a nudge to go do it, and I got 19.9 and I won it. So
man, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Me and Josh talk about this all the time. We wish that we were Christians when we were playing. I think that our careers would have been a lot different. The way we approached the game would have been a lot different. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, like we were playing for like us, like ourselves, for the clout, right? For the love, for the popularity. And it became like basketball became like our identity. And that's a very dangerous line to like walk on. And that's why I think at least my career ended the way that it did. It ended not in a great way. So I feel like if I really like made God like the center of it, it would have been a lot different. How about you? What you think, Josh?
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. Like just playing basketball just for like you said, all like the worldly things, playing for yourself, stuff like that. And basketball was taken away from me too a couple times, and so I just feel like, if we would have had the Lord, it would have just changed a lot more. I would have had more fun at doing it,
more fun.
I would have more fun. Just that alone, being more disciplined, all those things. So
no doubt.
Yeah.
Man, we're having church up in here. It's cool. So how has your relationship with God like made you into the person that you are and like gotten you through just all the tough times that you've gotten through?
I started going to church young. I got baptized young. And since I was so young, I just didn't have the mindset of like, I didn't understand baptism back then. Like, I didn't understand like why people did it or like why it was so important.
Right.
And once I hit my teenage years is always like a rough time. I feel like I started getting closer to God then, and it was like just a rough time for my teenage years. And to this day, it's still kind of rough, but ever since I've been getting close to God and like everywhere I go, I try to minister it to other people. And so I started hanging out with like the wrong set of people. And like middle school was where I kind of started it. And I like drew like not as close to God. Like I was distant from God. Like God kind of wasn't in my life at that time.
Yeah.
And then something happened, and ever since then, God has changed me in a way that I just am so thankful for, because I could not be the person or like the accomplishments that I made to this day without him. Like he
Absolutely.
was always there for me. Like he's always watching over me. So that
Man.
helped a lot.
Amen.
I'm smiling from ear
I
to ear
know.
over here. It's
Hey,
like
man,
it's music to my
man,
ears. Music to my ears.
goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
Like
Yes. I'm
praise God
so
for
glad.
real. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Like none of this was on the list of questions. So that's how you know like this is a whole God thing. And I feel like at least someone's gonna appreciate this conversation.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? So being so young, I love that you said that you want to at least like try to spread the love of
Mhm.
Christ around and tell people about him. What is your advice to someone that is just like wondering about the idea of God, and
Mhm.
especially like a teen
Mhm.
that is just curious?
The other day, someone actually asked me, like, how do you know that God is real?
Ooh, good question.
And yeah, and I kind of had like a talk with my parents, and my dad said, just say, like, you're here. Like, how did you get here? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, why is the sky here? Like, God is the only one that created all of this, and you wouldn't be here without God.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like what I told the person. Like, I mean, like, how else would you get here?
Right.
Like, there's
Right.
no other way that you'd be able to
Yeah.
find
No other way.
and accomplish what you accomplished.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That's facts right there. That's facts.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was taking this I was at this conference. Josh been to the legacy conference before. I used to be in Chicago. It was like an apologetics class.
Yeah.
And basically this guy was like basically trying to prove the existence of God. And then like he brought science in it, right? So like you said, why are you here? Like, how did you get here? How did your mama get here? How did your mama's mama get here?
Yeah.
And like people believe in like the Big Bang Theory and all that stuff, right? So if I would like kind of understand it if we were all carbon copies of each other, like just like the same, we look the same, we talk the same, like same skin color, everything. But
Yeah.
everybody is different. We're like snowflakes, like
Everybody.
everybody's different. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everybody's made in a particular way, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like why how on earth can like some bang or explosion just create different people that look
Yeah.
different, speak different, talk different? You know what I mean? So
For
Yeah.
years.
yeah, exactly. So
Mm-hmm.
that's good stuff, and I'm like really proud of you, like
Yeah, for real. I
really
want you to be my
proud of
little
you.
sister.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank
You know what I'm saying? Because that's it's the stuff you're doing is not normal, and the way that you are so open about your faith, like it's not normal. And this is coming from someone, and Josh too, you know, people that have done ministry with teens inside of a church, and some of these kids still struggle with like just even talking about their faith. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, for real. Mad props. Because
yeah,
it's
you.
you know, especially being an athlete too, you know, it's kind of like a stigma a little bit of, oh, I'm an athlete, so I gotta be cool. And
Yeah.
then, you know, people don't think, you know, talking about Jesus is cool, stuff
yeah,
like that. And so yeah, it's mad
Exactly.
props. Yeah.
no doubt. So yeah, again, like we didn't even plan on going this direction, but I'm glad that we did. Glad that we
Yes.
did, because it's gonna bless somebody. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
And that's a big part of, you know, who you are, you know. So
exactly.
it's not, you know, it's this is your story.
Right,
So
right.
yeah.
So um, yeah, like I said, super proud of you. Um, So who, obviously God is probably number one,
Mhm.
but who really has been like the biggest influence in your life? You probably touched on it already, but yeah.
Mhm. Obviously God, but
Yeah.
I'll go with the non-basic answer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, probably my dad. Obviously my mom too, but like my dad is always putting other people first. He's
Yeah.
always providing for us. He works third shift, like, and
Mm,
he still comes to my games.
that's
And
dedication.
yeah, and
Mm.
I mean, he even sleeps at the games sometimes. Like for AU, you'll be like, when we're not playing, he'll be laying on the floor, and everyone's like, "Oh, there's your dad laying on." I was like, "Yep,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah." He even drove to. So we had nationals for AU like a couple years ago, and it was in Tennessee, I think. And my dad drove back home in the middle of a night in the middle of a storm,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I can't remember what it was for, but he had to drive home, and then he drove all the way back just to watch my game.
Wow.
Yeah, he's dedicated, and I think that he just like touched my heart on like how much like I care. I mean, how much he cares about me and like
Yeah.
seeing me like successful in life and all that. So I want to be like him. And he has a
Yeah.
goofy side, so
Yeah.
yeah.
That that's
Dang,
love, man.
for
Yeah.
real. That touched my heart. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's love.
Wow.
I'll never forget that. Mm-mm.
Mm,
Man.
that's good stuff.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I can like kind of see why he does that stuff. Like
Mhm.
just me and my daughter right now, it's like I'll do anything for her, you know.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till she, decides to do some extracurricular activity, sports or whatever.
Mhm.
So I can support her in that way. But
Mhm.
yo, that's for real love. That's for real love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, working third shift and still coming like
Yeah.
I worked like one day third shift back in the day, and it
Mhm.
It's
messed up.
tough.
It messed me up for like 2 weeks. Like it was one
You've been
day
doing it for years.
for years. So respect to him
Yeah.
and all third shift workers, like, because that ain't for the weak
No.
for
Mm-mm.
sure. So
Mm-mm.
so am I right if I assume you're daddy's girl or your mama's girl?
I'm daddy's girl.
Daddy's girl.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. That's fair because there's three other boys, so
Yeah.
I'm sure your
Yeah.
mama's got them. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can
Yeah.
have them. My
yeah.
dad can have me.
Yeah, she can have them.
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter's a mama's girl right now.
Mhm.
Once she's not, nursing anymore, I think
Mhm.
she's gonna jump over to the side.
Oh
So
yeah. Just wait until she gets older.
Yeah,
yeah,
let's go change. Let's
no
go
doubt.
flip.
Oh man.
uh,
Um. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. So you are an NBA just original, right?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
talk about that. When did you start playing with them?
Oh geez. We were Drive back then. Like I think I've been playing with her for 8 years, maybe.
Wow,
Isn't that right?
that's a long
Yeah.
time.
It was Theron, um, Kate, and I were the oh no, and Remy
Mm-hmm.
were the originals, but then Theron left for soccer, I think.
Okay.
Or something like that. Something happened, but I just know that I was one of the OGs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we changed our name so many times. We were Drive, it's like Fury, and now
Huh.
we're like NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
been, but it was so hard leaving that team, being with them for so many years, and Noel. It was really hard.
I bet.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of great memories, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like? I mean, I would like follow you guys on Twitter, NBA's page, and like all the
Mm.
dope tournaments you guys went to. What was it? What was it like? Competing at that level and playing against so much great talent.
It is completely different from school. So different from school. I think we all low key play different in AU than we do in school.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so but it is so much fun playing against competition like that, especially when you start bickering at each other. It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, I miss it. I miss it so much. You can't take that stuff for granted.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope.
That is dope. And then playing with just so much talent.
Yeah.
What was it like playing with like Theron and Abby, Allie? Just like how did you guys mesh together? How was practice? What was that like?
Practice was so much fun. We had so much fun. We would all laugh. Like sometimes we wouldn't take Noel seriously. Noel would kind of yell at us a lot, but we always stuck up for each other. Like if someone was mad at somebody else, we would like kind of talk to that person, but we would get over it so easily. Or if Noel is yelling at someone that didn't do something wrong, we'd all kind of like team up and be like, yo, she didn't do anything wrong. Like, then Noel would be like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like, so Noel, she would react like in a positive way to that.
Yeah. Noel wouldn't yell. She hardly like screamed at us or got mad at us.
That's dope. Yeah, because I that's interesting. So I think that having accountability on both sides is actually a really good thing.
Yeah.
I've played for some coaches that if you gave them any type of pushback, I'm not saying like disrespect, like or you're not, taking the blame for something. Like I'm talking about respectfully kind of pushing back and holding both sides accountable. I think that's what makes great teams. Like Michigan State comes to mind. So like Tom Izzo and his players, like Draymond Green, like watching their games, they used to like
they go back and forth.
Yeah.
And I believe like Day, I think that he went to two Final Fours. So like
he did.
Yeah. There's no I think that's a good thing. A healthy like pushback, healthy holding both sides accountable. Because I played for coaches that like didn't play that, like so
yeah,
that's interesting.
That's a good thing, talk to us a little bit just about your recruitment too with being a Bill Square athlete.
The shutdown, it was kind of hard for 2022, as people know, for like the recruiting. But I wasn't really getting recruited for track early on until states happened. And then these coaches started to like contact me and start having like these calls, and I was getting recruited for basketball. But later on, like once state happened, I wasn't getting recruited for basketball as much. Then it turned to like track. So it was kind of like a whatever season I was sort of in, that's when the college coaches would contact me the most, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense. So are you? Your mom tells me that you're currently committed. Are you currently committed?
Yeah, right now? I think that my heart is set on Purdue Fort Wayne.
Okay. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope, man. Who else was kind of talking with you? Other schools?
Saginaw Valley for basketball, Oakland for track, Michigan State for track, Michigan for track. Um, gosh. Um, some other ones for basketball that I can't think of right now.
Yeah. No, that's a good list though. That's a good
Yeah.
list. How
Yeah.
how tough is it, or maybe it's not tough at all, like not choosing like a Michigan or like a Big Ten school that wants you for track? How tough is that?
I personally feel like if I went to one of those schools, it's like the most common school to go to,
Yeah.
and um, I'd rather not be as close to my parents as those are. Like Purdue
Okay.
Fort Wayne is like 2.5-ish hours, 3 hours,
Yeah.
like from where I live, and I feel like going to like a non-Big Ten school, I can maybe play more or
Yeah.
like provide more for that team or
Right.
like do more during like that Division 1 than the Big Ten Division 1.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I kind of like thought of that sort of.
Yeah. That's and two, you want to go to a school too that's, it fits you, but
Yeah.
like they gotta want you just as much, as
Mhm.
you want to be there. So
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's logical and very mature. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, like a lot of athletes we talk to on this show, some of them have made like similar decisions. Like, yeah, I had Michigan or I had
Mhm.
Michigan State offers, but
Yeah.
I feel like this school, was the best fit for me personally.
Mhm.
So yeah, I love it. Um, man, you got anything else, Josh, before we go to quick hitters?
I think this has been dope.
This has been dope. This has been dope. Yeah, I'm so glad we did this. And
Mhm.
yeah, you're just a dope all around person, not just an athlete.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank
yeah,
you.
just keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna do some
Mhm.
special stuff.
Mhm.
I already know it. But yeah, let's get into the quick hitters. So quick hitters, just like fun questions that we get to know you a little more.
Okay.
Makes you think of your toes a little bit.
First one up. Favorite athlete of all time.
Um, so I kind of have two, which
Okay.
would be Chris Paul and Kyrie
CP.
Irving.
Oh, okay.
CP. Okay.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man. They those two players in my mind, both point guards, but they come like completely different.
Yeah.
Completely
Yeah.
different.
Completely
Yeah.
different.
What makes you like them both?
I feel like um watching them makes me want to be like them. Like their
Yeah.
ball handling is
Sick.
insane,
Yeah.
and they do it so fast, and it's
Yeah.
like they make these shots that I'm like, wow, okay, like I
Mhm.
can't make those. Like what?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
just I don't know. They're
Yeah.
just so fun to watch, and it's so
Mhm.
cool to see like how fast they can like do the things that they do on the court.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
being so short,
Yeah. Right.
like for
Yeah.
them.
Shout out to
Yeah.
the short guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I was really hoping that Chris Paul would get a ring last year until Giannis started
Yeah.
Giannising. Um, then I was like, all right, Giannis deserves this one. But
Yeah.
I think they got a shot. They're the best team in the league right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Phoenix, so they got a
Oh yeah.
shot. And plus, they
Yeah.
got D Book, who's from here. So
But
yeah. So if you could see any live sports event in history, like go back in time and experience it, maybe like front row
Mhm.
and watch it, any moment, like what moment would that be or game?
Well, this is kind of funny. This is like a weird sport that my dad and I were actually talking about this like a couple weeks ago that he went to watch bullfighting when he
Bullfighting.
was like younger,
Okay.
and he thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
So the way that my dad explains it, I'm like, I kind of want to watch like bullfighting, like how it works and like what happens. So honestly, I'd probably say bullfighting.
I'm watching bullfighting
Probably
from
have
a
to say
rooftop.
bullfighting.
I'm watching
Rooftop, yo.
a rooftop.
I've been seeing spectators get jacked
Bro.
up.
I'm watching with some binoculars from the roof.
That's interesting
Man.
though. I think it would be kind of live though, watching it in person.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's wild though.
I'd be scared, but I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That's funny. So give us one movie you could watch just over and over again for the rest of your life.
that's tough. I'd probably have to go with A Walk to Remember.
Mm.
You guys know what that is?
I heard of it,
Uh,
but I can't put my finger on it, which is probably disappointing.
Ah, come on.
I know.
A walk, yeah, yeah. Oh no, I'm thinking of the Notebook. Yeah, what's A Walk to Remember?
Walk to Remember
Man.
is when this girl tells this guy like to not fall in love with her, but they do anyways. But she ends up getting sick and like dying, I guess. And they're I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah,
All
You have to look it
right.
up.
it sounds a little notebookish, a little bit.
Oh yeah,
it do,
they go
yeah.
hand in hand. I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what's up though. A Walk to Remember. I might have to. I wonder if my wife has seen it. We'll check it out.
You're gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, we'll take your word for it.
All right.
So last question for you is, who should we have on the show next? And your answer, you have to help us out and get this person.
Okay. I probably. Do you know who Lexis Bargesser is? She plays for Grass Lake.
Okay.
She's committed to Indiana. I
Oh,
think.
dope. Okay.
Yeah, she's. Oh my word, she's the best person ever.
Yeah.
She actually helped me sort of get to know God more because she would put
dope.
Bible verses on like her Snapchat story.
Yeah.
And I would like read them and it inspired me.
Mhm.
And she actually tore her ACL recently. And so I just had like this feeling in my heart to give her like this huge text. And I sent her like 3 Bible verses to like be strong and like, you'll get through this. This won't last forever. Like, and all that kind of stuff. So we've gotten closer through God, I would say.
Yeah. That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
So that's
Let's have her own.
That, yeah. Having a friend that's, speaking as a Christian, having a friend that will help you, will push you closer to God is very important.
Yeah.
So actually, me and Josh both became Christians at the same time.
Oh.
Hundreds of miles apart, though. Like,
yeah.
Oh wow.
It's wild. It's wild. So
dang, that's sick.
Yeah, Josh, tell the story, bro. Where were you at?
So I was working at a school in Pennsylvania, and Tram was back here. Yeah. And so I started reading the Bible, and then like I called Wes. I was like, bro, I'm like reading the Bible. He was like, bro, I've been reading the Bible. I was like, what?
What?
Then we started talking a little bit, and like I think it was probably like maybe like a month or two after we had that conversation. We both was like, yeah, we about to do this thing, about to follow Jesus.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's crazy. I know it was real. It's real crazy.
Yeah,
and now look at you guys.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Man, 12, 13 years later. It's crazy. It's crazy how it happened. But yeah, like we weren't even, it just literally organically happened. It wasn't like, yo, I'm about to read the Bible, or I'm thinking about reading the Bible. It's like, nah, we've been for like the last month. Like, it's wild. It's wild. So
that's good.
Yeah.
No
That's
doubt.
special. Right there.
It really is.
Yeah,
it
is. It is.
Yeah.
It's a dope story. It's, like you said, dope having somebody who you can walk with. Yeah. So
Well, as you can see, we can talk about this stuff all day.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Out of that.
Yeah. So for respect to your time, we'll go ahead and end this interview, but dope interview. Real good. We love to have you on again. We
Yes.
love to have you as a friend of the show for sure. And always catch up if you're able.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck to you the rest of the way in your title defense. Hopefully you guys repeat.
Yes.
Shoot, got track season coming up, so
Yeah.
yeah. You got a lot ahead in your senior year. So good luck to you, and just have fun.
Yeah. Yep. Keep doing what you do.
For sure.
I will.
All right, it's another episode of What Are We Missing in the Books. Gotta thank Alaina Diaz for coming through. It's Wes and Josh. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.